Hey, Internet, Eric here. I've been talking about this for a long, long time. I'm finally going to finish the Underworld franchise. And by finishing that today, I'm going to discuss Underworld Blood Wars. It came out in 2017, I think. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, what have you. I say that a lot. Basic plot of this is Selene is still on the run from the vampire covens because of her murder of Victor, and she's on the run from the Lycan clan because the Lycans want her to give up the location of her daughter Eve from the previous movie because they want Eve's blood to basically create a army of super Lycans, and Selene legit does not know where Eve is. That way, she can't be forced into giving her up. Basic plot of this. I really enjoyed this film, but I don't want this review or discussion video, however you want to say it, to make it sound like I'm shitting on the film. I think it's gonna just come off that way because the previous ones were so good. But let's get to the good. Um, Kate Beckinsale is still great as Selene. Um, she's still kicking ass. She's still killing so many people. And what I like about this is she's finally given a chance to actually be somewhat emotional. You know, she's a fucking vampire. You know what I mean? They're all cold and dead and no pun intended. But I like how there's a scene where she's on the run and she's in this big tunnel and she's on her bike and she just turns around and she just yells like, "Leave me alone." Like you can tell she's tired, she's weathered, she's been doing this for God knows how long. So I really like that. And then there's a scene where she's fighting, like I guess you'd say, the lead boss of the Lycans. She's fighting it on this frozen lake in like the Nordic area. And it looks really cool, and she loses. You know what I mean? Spoilers. I said she loses, and when she thinks, we think she's gone, she finally looks at peace. You know what I mean? Like she's glad she doesn't have to run anymore. I liked that. So Kate Beckinsale was good. The only other characters, I guess, of merit would be Charles Dance. He returns. Um, we get a little bit more of a backstory with him. Really cool. Um, and he's always good. You know, whether it's Game of Thrones or even fucking Alien 3 and Last Action Hero, Charles Dance is good. Not in it very much, but like I said, which sounds weird because I said he's given more to do, more of a backstory, but he gets in on the action, goes out like a champ, really cool. The character who is his son, I think his name is David, don't know the actor, he's really good too. And I like how he's given more to do. He is now somewhat given a, like a leadership role. And I love that. And he's great in the action too. Great with Charles Dance, great with Kate Beckinsale. The only other characters, I guess you would say, that stand out would be the leader of the Lycan army. I don't know the guy's name. I wanted to keep calling him. It starts with an M. I wanted to keep calling him Morbius. You know, the vampire from the Marvel universe. That's not his name. He's just there to lead his army and wolf out. That's it. And then there's a female lead vampire who is there just to look scary and has some good battle scenes. She does. So, um, the action still good. The action is great. Whether she's on the run, whether she's killing vampires, whether she's killing Lycans, Selene is kicking ass. I love like eventually they get like I said they get to the Nordic area, to fight or she goes to the Nordic area to hook up with some vampires, get their support. The Lycans find out where they are, and they storm the castle. And this is a great battle sequence. Not only do we have semi-automatic weapons going off between the two armies, we also have them fighting, or the vampires fighting, wolfed out Lycans with fucking broadswords and stuff. It's really cool, and it goes on for a good 10 minutes. Blood and guts everywhere. Loved it. There's also a really good fight between Selene and I guess you'd say the lead Lycan, Morbius. I'm just gonna call him Morbius. Um, on this frozen lake, that is really good. There's like I loved how it was on a frozen lake, and there's like times when that lake is cracking underneath the weight. Really good. Um, Problems with this movie. I don't want to make it sound like I'm shitting on this film, but there are more problems in this one than there were, at least for me, than any other previous movies. First off, Selene is hired, like before, she goes to the Nordic group. She's hired by she's hired by the Vampire Coven to train their army to fight the Lycans. And it's just weird, unnecessary. I mean, it's just to. They end up getting killed, and she gets blamed for their deaths. That's what it's for. But the problem is, it's just so long and unnecessary. I kind of liked the training sequence where they're being shown how to shoot the semi-automatic weapons at these CGI Lycans. There's a good fight scene where her in like a UFC style cage, but it was just kind of unnecessary and kind of eye rolling at times, just like with the people involved. The CGI still isn't the best. This is, I think, some of the worst looking CGI, but they were smart because a lot of it's in the dark, hide the weaknesses. I still don't like. Okay, I shit on Michael when he was in his like wolfed out form. I didn't like how Eve looked. Now this lead dude of the Lycans, when he gets all super wolfed out, he still keeps humanistic facial features on a wolf body. It's so dumb. I hated that. And as good as the fight scenes are with him, I just couldn't take it fucking seriously because of how stupid he looked. Didn't like that at all. A couple more downers in this is the last movie was about Eve being rescued and her and Selene getting together, blah, blah, blah. Yes, she's in hiding, but she's not in this fucking movie. You know what I mean? Yes, she's in hiding. We'd maybe expect her to come in the last half hour. The only time we see Eve is like for like a 10-second cameo at the very end of the fucking movie. Disappointing. Now, we haven't seen Michael since the end of part 2. Now, they're separated in part 4. Someone came and, kidnapped them and took them on capture. We find out who did that. Then we get to see what happened to Michael. So we're now Selene is now trying to find Michael. We find out he was bled out and after he escaped like the little suspended animation camps or whatever. So that was a waste. That was disappointing. The movie did feel like it dragged at times when there wasn't a lot of the action happening. The whole, I don't know what you would call it, but like the pool of water that would like heal the vampires, I didn't like that. Selene, you think she's defeated by, the Teen Wolf looking guy. She's defeated by him, put in the pool, and she comes back, and how is she tougher? She's got blonde streaks in her hair now because, she's got to look Nordic, I guess. I don't know. And she's now got super speed. Kind of disappointing. I think it would have been better, honestly, if we're not going to have Eve in this film. I honestly think it would have been better if they did kill off Selene in that fight, and you had, I can't think of what's his name, Charles Dance's son, David. If he became the new leader of the Coven, because of what we find out about him later, I won't spoil that, but I think that would be cool. Kill off Selene, because we don't have Eve, we don't have Michael anymore. Let's get this new group going. So I think that was kind of a missed opportunity. Long story short, though, I do enjoy Blood Wars. It's not bad. I know it sounds like I'm kind of crapping on it. It's not bad at all. It's just, it's hard to follow up how good they were. The previous films compared to this one. Kind of a letdown to end the franchise with, but I still highly recommend it. I'm glad I watched these movies. They are a lot of fun, and I highly recommend the franchise in general. So thanks to Mike from American Werewolf in New Jersey. I really appreciate you kicking me in the ass, getting me to watch these movies, because I had a blast. Thank you, dude. So hold on 1 second, please. Sorry about that. I must have hay fever or allergies or something. It's really kicking my ass, and I had a sneezing fit. That's one of the main reasons I haven't been making content lately. But thank you to Mike from American Werewolf in New Jersey for kicking me in the ass, getting me to watch these films and discuss them. Comment below, like, subscribe, all that crap. Tell me what you think of this one. Tell me what you think of the franchise in general. Am I correct? Am I full of shit? Share this out. All that jazz. It's late. I'm tired. My allergies are killing me. Cheers.